You are listening to the Global Slovakia podcast, where we explore the stories, traditions, and spirit of Slovakia, the heart of Europe. Today, we're diving into one of the most magical parts of the winter season, Christmas markets. If you've ever wandered through a glowing Slovak square in December, steam rising from cups of mulled wine, lights shimmering on old facades, children's laughter echoing between wooden stalls, you know the feeling. Christmas markets aren't just seasonal, they're nostalgic. They pull us back into centuries of ritual, joy, community, and celebration. But where did this beloved tradition actually begin? Let's take a journey back in time. The very first market linked to the Christmas season appears in Vienna in the 13th century. But oddly enough, it wasn't really a market at all. And it certainly wasn't about shopping. In medieval Central Europe, Advent was filled with biblical theater performances inside churches, stories inspired by the birth of Jesus. These little plays became wildly popular. Soon the crowds were too big, and churches couldn't contain the excitement, so the performances spilled outdoors, into churchyards, and eventually into town squares. And that's where the magic began. As the Advent plays moved outside, small stalls began popping up nearby. At first, they sold only religious objects, candles, crosses, and small devotional items. Nothing extravagant. Then, a simple but powerful thing happened. The spiritual celebrations merged with winter markets that already existed. People were used to buying meat for the cold season or giving one another small gifts on December 6th, the feast of St. Nicholas. And suddenly, almost accidentally, the first real Christmas markets were born. The Reformation in Germany changed the timing of gift-giving. Influenced by Martin Luther's ideas, presents moved away from St. Nicholas Day and closer to Christmas itself. This shifted celebrations deeper into Advent, and the markets shifted with them. At the same time, Christmas theater exploded in scale. These weren't small church shows anymore. They became multi-day events with props, costumes, processions, and plenty of spectacle. People decorated churches, then the streets, then entire squares. But still, this wasn't about consumerism. It was about community and celebrating the spiritual heart of Christmas. The Christmas markets we know today, rows of wooden stalls, warm lights, cinnamon scents, really came to life in the 19th century. Industrialization had created a growing middle class eager to spend money on gifts. Craftspeople set up charming stands selling toys, sweets, ornaments, candles, and homemade treats. Mulled wine, mead, roasted meat, and sausage became staples. As the markets grew, so did their atmosphere. Laughter, music, lights dancing on the snow, nativity scenes, and barrels filled with carp waiting for the Christmas table. In small towns of Slovakia, this wholesome, uncommercial feeling survives to this day. Markets were traditionally short, just 2 days, usually right before Christmas Eve. They sold simple, heartfelt things: gingerbread, dried fruit, honey cookies, and handmade toys. They weren't about shopping. They were about the joy of being together. And that spirit is still with us today. Even in the busiest city square, when you step into a Christmas market, you join a centuries-long tradition of gathering, storytelling, and warmth on cold Advent evenings. People come not just to buy, but to remember, to feel connected, to enjoy the season, to share a cup of something warm with someone they love. It's a living reminder that even in the darkest winter days, light returns, one candle, one stall, one song at a time. Thank you for listening to the Global Slovakia podcast. To experience more of Slovakia's Christmas magic, with stories, songs, and recipes delivered each day through Advent, explore our virtual Advent calendar at globalslovakia.com. And if you enjoy our work, please consider supporting Global Slovakia, helping us continue to share Slovakia's rich traditions with the world. May your Advent be peaceful, bright, and full of wonder.